What's up, YouTube? Today is day 2. What is that, man? Okay, my bad. Got distracted. I've got ADHD. The screen on the thing popped up and it says swipe to unlock. I don't know what's going on. New camera. Either way, whatever. Swipe down. Yeah, 5 minutes is cool. That's fine. It's asking me about stuff. Anyway. Yeah, today's day 2, Mini Lobster season. We're not going out today because, oh no! Alright, real quick. We, found this sick shell yesterday. And there was a hermit crab in it, and I forgot that it was in the live well. And R.I.P. big homie, I'm sorry. Damn. That's my bad, dude. Look how cool this shell is. Didn't mean to murder the hermit crab that was in it. I wanted to put him in my fish tank and was gonna let him just chill in this thing, but R.I.P. big dog. How the hell was this little guy? Look at this little guy. How the fuck was he? Excuse my French. How the hell was he dragging that giant shell around, dude? You need a different shell, home slice. Sorry, buddy. Fuck. Oh well. Leave this out to dry. This thing's sick. Anyway, yesterday, Mini Lobster season was somewhat of a success. Tried 2 new spots because we're now in Delray, and there's a ramp right at the end of this sweet road that's right out front here. I can take this straight down to a ramp that basically puts me directly in between Boca or Boynton. I can go either way. It's the exact same amount of distance pretty much. But if I went to Boca, I'd still have to go way south down to Pompano, and everybody goes to Pompano, so I didn't feel like dealing with all of that shenanigans. So I ended up going to Boynton and then going north towards Palm Beach. I found a couple rock piles. I'll show you like a screenshot of the bottom mapping. I just scroll around on the bottom mapping. Anyway, so tried those spots. When I got to the first spot, so basically if you come out of Palm Beach Inlet, you'd go south, and there's like a big rock pile like here, and then there was another big like public kind of reef number here. And I think when I got there, because I came from this way, but there were 2 boats already on the second like public number, so I think they hit the first spot and then went to the second spot because it was slim pickings. It was there was a ton of lobster. You'll see in the video, like I found a bunch of different spots that had lobster in them, but they were all short. So normally people have already come in there, and like you could see broken antennas and some other stuff. So normally that's like people come into the spot, they get the ones that are keepers, they let go of the shorts, and they move on to the next spot. We didn't have a ton of time. We only had a babysitter for a couple hours yesterday, so me and the wife shot out. I put on the tank, dove, was able to find 5 keeper lobster. It's dinner. And then we shot back in. And then today, babysitter's not coming till 11. And being like how slim pickings it was yesterday, I'm not trying to go back out there. It's a little windy today too, and it's been raining every afternoon, that Florida summer rainstorm. So I'm not gonna go too crazy. I'm not even gonna go back out today. It's all good. I'm gonna go get lunch and get some stuff for the boat. I think I'm gonna actually get all this stuff to paint the boat. So I'm going to do that soon. I got everything pretty much done the way I want it now on this thing. The only thing I got to do, I got a fiberglass. I'm going to fiberglass across here so I can put more rod holders all across the back there. I'm going to pull those out too and fill those holes because I want to move them this way some. Like when I have a rod holder here, I'd like these to be here. I didn't really think about that when I put those on there. I just kind of crammed them towards the back, and I don't like that. So I'm going to fill those holes when I do this, and then I'm going to paint everything. I got my leaning post live well installed. Happy with that. Backrest fit on. So next step after paint would be to just get, I got new cushions. A buddy of mine actually has a 232, so he gave me the cushions for the front, so I have all new those. I just got to get these cushions and those cushions. So I'll make some videos on all that stuff as I get to doing it. I think today I'm gonna go pick up the fiberglass stuff so I can do this back piece. But yeah, and then putty and paint make her what she ain't. She's coming along. Anyway, hope you enjoy. Back on my ADHD stuff, or retarded. Anyway, hope you guys enjoy. Here's some underwater footage of catching lobsters. See you. All right, channeling my inner Key West waterman here. Welcome back underwater, everyone. One thing that was crazy to see was like all of this seaweed. We've had so much seaweed washing up on the beach, and like it's now in the reef and all like just in between all the rocks and stuff. I don't know if that's affecting the lobster or not. Right there was one lobster. You see, I didn't really pay him any attention there. He was super small. Like some of these you can tell just by looking at them that they're way too small. So on to the next one. Just cruising around looking for lobsters. But yeah, it was surprising to see all of the seaweed like stuck up in all of the rocks and stuff. I'm not sure if as it like decomposes, if that's going to cause any issue with the reef or anything. I guess we'll see and find out when regular season opens back up. We'll go do another dive and try to catch some more. But anyway, enjoy underwater. As I check and look around for lobster, I'm going to slap some music on and hope y'all enjoy. This is the perfect example of what I was talking about when I was saying like there's seaweed all in the rocks. So all of that area in between all those rocks is normally a sandy bottom, and there's little like creatures and things and fish, and I don't know. I just don't see that being good for the reef. Being all that seaweed is just covering the bottom of the, like in between all the rocks, and making it to where stuff doesn't want to go down and hide under the rocks, because normally all these rocks there's like area underneath it where all these fish can kind of tuck underneath and hide out. I don't know, I guess we'll see in a couple of months how it affects the reef, but it was crazy to see all that seaweed just buried in the reef like that. Okay, back to underwater enjoyment. Have fun. Alright, for anybody interested in what I just said there as I'm yelling underwater, that was the first keeper lobster I found. Was stoked to have a keeper lobster. Now the skunk is off. And said 23 more to go, because in Florida you're allowed, in the area of Florida I'm in, up in the east, well, like South Florida, but not the Keys. So from basically, I think it's Miami north, you're allowed 12 per person per day on mini season. Down when you get down into the Keys, it's 6 per person per day. So with me and my wife, she's up on the boat, she has a license, we're allowed 12 per person, so 24 lobster. We didn't come anywhere near that, but hey, there's another one. We're getting them now. It's funny how once you find one keeper, then you get more. They just start appearing, it seems like. Enjoy. Enjoy the rest of my lobster catching. Alright, if you watch here, this is funny. I find that cool shell that I was talking about earlier right here, and then shortly after, a stingray scares the ever-living crap out of me, so pay attention and listen to me scream like a little girl after I find the shell here in a second. It's right when I come around this rock. Enjoy. So dumb. I didn't even see it. It just caught me off guard. Just a big poop of sand. I love how, like, that's gonna do anything underwater. Me being like, ah! Fight or flight was not there. Oh my gosh. I'm such a goofball. Anyway, there's a couple more lobster coming up. And then they're gonna jump to a different spot. Here's a good example and kind of like spot of what I was talking about earlier, where like this rock had like 6 or 7 lobster underneath it, but they were all just small. And then now I had a couple in the bag, so I was getting a little excited, getting a little aggressive. I was like, oh, let me just grab this one. Yeah, that worked out good. And kicked up a huge cloud of sand and couldn't see where it went. And then they're all running all over the place. It's fun though, trying to get them to come out of the hole. The like technique that I use, a lot of people use a tickle stick and a net where they kind of like push it out and then they slam the net over top of them. It requires 2 hands and it's a lot of stuff going on. A lot of times I'm free diving, so I really like the snare a lot better. You keep it shut, you kind of get the lobster out to where then you can open it up like here, you get it over their tail and then you snatch. And there you go, you got them. It's it takes a little bit to get used to, but I think it's like 100 times better than a net and a tickle stick. I never would have been able to get that lobster like that with a net and a tickle stick. I would have had to like try to tickle it all the way out to that flat spot or up onto the thing, and especially when you're free diving and you're holding your breath, like you want to be able to go down and just get the lobster as fast as possible. I'm pretty sure that was the last lobster at this spot, and then I'll jump to the next spot here. Enjoy. So this ledge was actually a really good ledge. There was a bunch of lobster all around. The issue was they were all just small. They were not. I know it doesn't really look like it in the video, but you could just tell by looking at them that they were not big enough. And I mean, I probably could have taken every single one and checked every single one, and might have had a couple of them that were keepers, but I mean, we don't eat lobster like that, and I'll let them stay there and get bigger. I'm not trying to take every single lobster off of the reef. So if they're not significant in size looking to where I can easily say like, oh yeah, that's definitely a keeper, I'm not gonna chase them down and like spend the time trying to figure out if it's a keeper lobster or not. I just like being underwater and diving and seeing them all. It's cool. If I see one that's significantly big enough, I'm gonna get him. He's going in the bag. But so this pretty much wraps up the dive. There's a couple more lobster I came across and some that I chased down, but then I was getting pretty far away from the boat and I was like anchored up with the spot lock. So I just turn around after this in a little bit here and cruise on back to the boat with the current. One thing I will say when you dive, if you're new at diving or you're new at free diving or any of this and that, always go against the current. Like, because then if you just jump in the water and you're like, oh cool, the current's taking me to the north, and you just continue swimming super easy with the north current, when you come up or turn around and you're like, okay, time to go back to the boat, now you have to fight the current the entire time and kicking like crazy, using a ton of energy, and it's no fun. So you can not easily, but you can kick kind of chill against the current and like into the current. So then by the time you get done with your dive and you're tired and ready to head back to the boat, you just kind of float. The current takes you right back to the boat. One or two kicks here or there and you're cruising along. Just a little tip for you there. I've seen so many people hop in the water and they're just like zoom off with the current, and then 30 minutes later they're like, I can't get back to the boat. So enjoy the rest of the video. I'm gonna slap some more music on here, and if you guys like, and it'd be cool if you could drop a follow, hit the subscribe button. I'm trying to hit 1,000 followers so I can start making a little bit of money from this. That'd be sweet. I'm gonna have a bunch of content of fixing stuff like the boats, and the lawnmower video's almost done, so I can take that and flip that into something cool. But anyway, appreciate all you guys. Hope you enjoy. Have a good one.